Good morning. Happy coffee talk and happy hump day. Um, Coffee this morning, we're going to get right to it, is in my Polish pottery mug. Love this mug. It was a gift for me from Nikki Miller. She gave it to me at our fitme event last year. So we held our first ever in-person event. We had one in Maryland and one in Washington State. And she brought me this mug all the way from Maryland to give me here in Washington. And so I love it. And I'm drinking Black Rifle coffee. It's not been very exciting on what kind of coffee I'm drinking lately because it's been the same kind. But I always tell you, I get nothing from Black Rifle. It's not like an affiliate relationship or anything. I just think it's good. And if you're going to order coffee, and get it delivered, like for example, you're like not pleased with your grocery store level coffee, you could get Black Rifle and be pretty pumped about it, would be my recommendation. So I got on here this morning thinking I was going to talk about one thing, and then I turned on my video camera because if you're listening on the podcast, I also have a video version of Coffee Talk that gets put into the Facebook group and then also onto my YouTube page. So I got on here this morning and I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this one concept for Coffee Talk. And I flip on my video camera and it is rough in my mind. Okay, so this is why I'm talking about this. I immediately start picking apart my face. So I don't have any makeup on. This is the beginning of my day. You know, I'm truly drinking my coffee like I do on all Coffee Talk episodes and sharing with you the thoughts that are in my head. So I didn't need to like prepare or get stage ready for this. However, when I turned on my camera, and now I have this new camera and it's kind of badass, but it is like very specific. It like gets on you. It shows everything and it's fine. But immediately, as soon as I popped on to do this, I started criticizing myself. I was like, ugh, I look, insert the blank. And I caught myself doing it. So I immediately had the urge to like go get up, go put some makeup on, come back because nobody needs to see this ... right? And then I caught myself and I was like, you know what? This is the exact thing we talk about in Fit Me. You put on shorts that you like, you're owning it. You're like, it's hot outside. I'm going to go outside in my shorts. And then all of a sudden you look in the mirror and then the barrage of negative crap comes out of your mouth. And then you're also thinking to yourself, I better go change because nobody needs to see ... Um, And when we talk to ourselves that way, when we treat ourselves like that, we actually internalize that dialogue. Those thoughts become our beliefs, you know? They become our words, our actions, our beliefs. And so it's not possible to go. I'm not somebody who believes that you can go from a straight like negative mental space and be like, just be positive. That's probably not going to work and it's going to feel fake. So I got this piece of advice from someone and it stuck with me, which is that instead of going from sort of like that negative self-talk all the way to positive, which is too far of a stretch, try to get to neutral. So step one is to catch yourself in that moment. You hear yourself saying it. You get to choose whether or not you get to stop. You hear it. Don't even say that you don't. You know what you're doing. But do you get to stop for a second? Push pause. Catch yourself in that moment. Lift yourself up out of your body, up and out of your body, and look down and think to yourself, how am I talking to myself? That's what I mean by push pause. Just kind of extract yourself from that moment and hear the words that you're saying. That's kind of step one. Step two would be to intentionally reframe them in neutral language, right? We can't go as far as positive. You can if you want to. If you want to go straight to trying to reframe to positive, go ahead. But if you can't quite get there, then maybe reframe to neutral. So you put those shorts on, you have that initial gut reaction, you say something crappy. You're stocky, you're fat, you have cellulite, like what the hell? You know, you start spinning into that place of like, so-and-so doesn't look like this, or like, why is it getting worse? You know, those kind of things. So you're in that spiral moment and then you catch yourself because you're saying a bunch of crappy things to yourself. You're actually getting ready to take action on those crappy things that you're saying to yourself. So instead you stop, you push pause, you take a step back, and then you say neutral things. So maybe it's just acknowledging, hey, I got big legs, but they're really strong. So you're not trying to like just pretend you're not in the, the place that you are, but maybe give yourself 2 or 3 neutral statements. I got big, strong legs. Like it. Man, like these actually look pretty good on my butt. Up front, they're a little bit not so sure, but the booty's looking good. So just kind of give yourself the opportunity to reframe or be like, I am going to feel so good outside today because it's warm and nice. I'm not going to be sweating my ass off in jeans because I'm trying to hide my legs. Like, affirm what it is that you are going to feel when you do the thing. So, I mean, this morning I get on here to do coffee talk. I catch myself saying all sorts of bad things in my head about looking old, feeling old, looking tired, having red face, like all the things that you think. And then I caught myself and I stopped. In fact, I stopped so hard that I changed the coffee talk message to be about this because I paused, I took a step back and I was like, you're being an asshat to yourself. So let's stop for a second and reframe. And I was able to reframe. I was like, honestly, look pretty decent for just waking up. And let's turn a light on. And it's fine because when we get on here to talk, it's about just being real. And sometimes being real means that you got makeup on. That's fine. But sometimes it means that you just show up as you show up. And so how am I going to feel when I tell you about that? That was part of my reframe. It was like, yeah, this is what your real face looks like. It's okay. It's cool. So show up in the group that way. And if people don't like it, then they don't like it. If they don't like your face, then they can go away. And so it's like, that's part of the reframe. And I want you to try those 2 steps. We're not going to make it complicated. When you catch yourself in a moment of negative self-talk, I want you to, 1, push pause, kind of pull back from the situation, give yourself a second to see yourself in that moment. And then step 2, attempt to reframe in a neutral language. Give yourself some credit for something. Think about how you're going to feel when you're ... Remove the crap words that you're saying about yourself. Those just get to be not an option. You do not have to replace them with false positive words, but try to remove the negative ones. I'm not going to say that about myself. That's unkind. I'm not going to allow myself that language. That is moving a step forward in that body image category where you're working on the internal things at the same time that you're working on the external, because you can eat healthier and you can move more and your body can start to change shape. You can lose weight and get strong and get toned and fit in clothes you haven't fit into before. But if you haven't done any of the work on the internal part, it does not matter what your physical outcome will be. You will not feel satisfied or content. You will still feel unhappy and dissatisfied with your body forever if you don't do the internal work at the same time as the external. You got to do them parallel. And if you're already strong on the internal side, then build up that strength, because guess what? Seasons come where you might not be. Seasons come where you might be a lot harder on yourself than you have been in a long time. So do that work in preparation for a moment where it's not so easy. So that's my coffee talk message for you. I want you to think hard about this, because doing this reframe starts to tell your inner you that you're worth the other changes. And because you're doing that internal work, the external work gets easier. So bonus payoff is feeling better as you do this work, but also it helps make the other stuff easier. And that's great, right? If it's easier to do, you're more likely to do it. More likely to do it consistently too. So I want you to think about that today. If you struggle with this, I want you to message me. I would love to talk to you about it. And we have a 4-week group that starts on Monday. And so here's why you would want to sign up for this 4-week group. If you feel like you need some accountability, so you want to get some momentum going, like maybe you make a couple changes, but then you stop. Maybe you work out for a day or two, but then you stop. Maybe you try some of this like language shift that I'm talking about, but then it goes away. So you're not actually getting anywhere. You're doing the same thing over and over again. If that is you, then this 4-week group is for you. We're not offering this again anytime soon. This is your way to have a fitme coach work with you for 4 weeks to build some momentum, to see some progress. We don't make weight loss promises for the 4-week group because that's just not what we're about. Weight loss happens as a byproduct of these changes. However, these changes, make no doubt about it. When you start to eat better consistently, you start to move more consistently, you have accountability, support, and momentum. Make no doubt about it, you will see those physical changes start to happen. You'll start to learn what to do because you'll have coaching that will help you learn what to do, and then you'll be able to continue using that forever. So we are opening spots into this 4-week group. It starts Monday. So today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days where you can, until we start essentially. So I'm going to put the link in the bio, the link in the show notes. It's $197 for the 4-week program. So sign up with that link ASAP. We haven't, full transparency, I'm not going to give you some kind of false scarcity. We haven't capped the group, but I'm thinking 20 people is the right number. We already have 5 or 6. So if you're thinking about doing it, sign up. Sign up ASAP. So I'm going to put the link. And again, this group will help you build momentum. You are going to be coached every step of the way. You're going to have people with you, and you're going to start to see what it looks like to not just string 1 day together, but to string 2, 3, 4 days together. And then at the end of the month, be an entirely different place. So if that's what you're looking for, then you want to sign up for our On Track group that starts on Monday. I'll put the link in the bio, the link in the show notes. Message me if you have questions. I'm happy to answer them and let you know if I think you would be a good fit for that program. If you're not sure, reach out and I will help you figure it out. So thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you need anything at all, I am here for you. I'm not just saying that, so please message me. If you enjoyed this episode, then screen capture it, share it on your Instagram stories and tag me. And if you are not a part of our Facebook group, come on over to fitme free community. This is where you can get started completely for free, do our plate challenge, all of that, get connected with other women who are doing this too. And we would love to see you as a part of that group. So we will talk to you later. Bye.